Sports College Football. I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth by David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, let's get this thing started. LSU ready to kick it away to get things started. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. This crowd bringing an ear-splitting welcome to their visitors. Leaves it with the back. Powers through the defender.
You know what I really like about games like this at this point in the season? You find out who you are. You find out whether you're going to stay in the race.
And who can step up and handle the challenge, right? This is easily one of the toughest games to date for both of these programs coming into this one. So there's a lot of eyeballs, David, on this game to find out who's mentally and emotionally the toughest.
Yeah, and we're going to... He wants to take the top off. Grabs it at the 25 in stride. And he'll take it in. They couldn't get him on the ground. Touchdown, Ohio State.
You know, oftentimes in college football, the best offenses are the ones that can create explosive plays just like you saw right there. They're top 10 in the nation in points per game because they don't have to drive the field. They've got dudes scattered all over this offense that can take it the distance on any given play.
Lining up for the PAT. And the PAT makes it 7-0. They wasted no time on that drive. Got it on their 25, and 2 plays later, they're in the end zone. About to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. Here he comes from inside his own 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. First down for this offense. The give from the gun. Stopped at the 25 after a 5-yard gain. They say all games count the same, but you get to this portion of the season and a chance to win a top 10 battle like this carries a little extra weight.
And whoever keeps the top 10 number beside their name after this game will have earned it because these two teams are very talented, David. We're now at the midpoint of the season. We're starting to get an idea of who these teams are. We're going to find out a whole lot more here today.
Yeah, dang right. How much implications down the road does this have? But how about you get an idea of exactly where you stand right in the middle of the season, playoffs down the road, make your statement here today.
Gets away from one, finds some space. Big gain on that one as he steps out of bounds with a first down.
And 3rd and 1, you know they're running the football. It's just a matter of who's getting it and where they're going. But this offense, it really didn't matter. Nice job up front, nice execution. Picking up not only the one, making it an even bigger play and getting the first down.
I'll tell you, this is a running back who's very dangerous, and the defense did a good job getting him down there. But they got to do a great job game tackling because this is a guy that can break tackles and turn those types of plays into home runs.
And that pass is intercepted. Taking it the other way. And he's wrapped up after a solid return on the pick.
Not the start this kid was looking for. Very first pass of the day gets picked off. This is a defense that's got a lot of ball hawks on the back end, and he's got to be real careful with his eyes, not telegraph throws like he did right there. He's going to have to settle in.
The give to the single back. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. Got stuffed on first down. It's 2nd and 10. They'll run play action. Pressure coming. And that's just a flat misfire, not even close to his receiver.
And how nice is it to have the home crowd going absolutely bananas? Communication is harder. The snapping the football, everybody being on time. Man, this crowd really affecting the football game.
On third down, going up top. And he got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
Great job by the defense dialing up some pressure on third down. They hit the quarterback and forced the incompletion.
The Buckeyes will call on their punt team. This will be their first punt of the afternoon. He'll try to field the punt and see if he can give his offense better field position. Working his way on the return up to the 40-yard line before he stopped. The Bayou Bengals will run the offense out onto the field. That last drive was promising for a while, but you just can't mess it up at the end with the pick, Jesse.
No, you got to be able to finish drives, especially in this game if you're going to win. And, David, they've got to be able to eliminate the mental mistakes.
Yeah, and I don't think you get conservative or play it safe. You can trust your guy. I think you put the ball right back in his hands and let him do his thing.
The offense sets up shop at the 46 on first down. Here's the handoff. We'll give him a couple on that one. 2nd and 8 coming up.
And these defensive tackles just eat people. They swallow human beings when you get near them. They're so big, so strong. Those guys, those running backs coming, they just need a mitt. They put one mitt on a running back, and he usually falls to the ground just because of their sheer mass and strength.
Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on 2nd down. From the gun, leaves it on the inside with the back. On the move at the 30. Hit the gas, kid, wide open ahead. And he'll take this into the end zone, but hang on just a second. Flag down. Let's see what this is about. Here comes the offense on 2nd down. The give to the tailback. Brought down just outside the red zone. He moves the chains. It's at the 22.
Man, this guy is so scary when he has the ball in his hands. He kind of reminds you, he's got a little bit of Leonard Fournette. He's got a little bit of Clyde Edwards-Helaire, you know, just that shake and bake. And when they get in the second level, DBs just don't seem to know how to tackle this guy. You don't want to submarine. He might hurtle over you, but if you don't go in with conviction, then he's got the speed to get outside and take it the distance. This dude just makes your heart stop every time he has the ball.
And that play shows you really what this defense is about. It's a difficult one to attack. They're really good. One of the best in the country. They come at you from all angles. So I'm interested to watch. How do you mix up the play calling? How do you keep the defense off balance? Because they are a good one.
He's close to the first down, but they're going to mark him just a little short.
I'll tell you what, if you want to be overzealous, if you want to be a blitzer all the time, I like running the screen right behind him. Did a great job throwing the screen. Almost broke this one for a long game, but it just keeps the defense a little bit more honest if you want to start bringing a lot of pressure.
Let's see exactly where they mark this, but it looks as if they're going to be a few inches short of the first down. No movement from the field goal unit. The offense is out there to try to keep this drive alive on 4th down. They stop him short of the marker, and they'll turn it over on downs.
Hey, if you're going to go for it on 4th down and you decide to run the football, you've got to be sure up front that you're going to win in the trenches. They didn't get it done that time. They need to be more physical moving forward if they're going to try to do that again in the same type of situation in this game.
He'll get it out to the 25, not bothered at all being backed up, and they've got a first down.
Well, this is one of the fastest quarterbacks in college football, and that's why the option's a good idea, because if he can get out in space and he has a chance to get downfield, he is really difficult to tackle, and he's very difficult to catch, as you saw in that last play, getting a first down.
At the 35, he's loose. They'll get him on the ground at the 46, and it'll be a first down.
Defense is going to have their hands full trying to stop this guy. They better rally to the football and get multiple hats because he is not easy to bring down.
The offense setting up shop at the 46, 1st and 10. To the ground. He's got it again.
Now, that's what you try to do as a defense. Limit those damages when they run the football. Get them on the ground, short gains to set your defense for positive situations down the road.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. After the run, now to throw. Escapes the sack. And he just chucks it into the 4th row.
And that goes down as incompletion, but that's a smart play. And the QB coach and the OC will be very happy with the decision of the quarterback. He got outside the pocket. He obviously was, so he's outside the tackle boxes. He knew he could throw it away as long as he got it past the line of scrimmage. Nothing there, nothing open. Live to fight another down.
3rd and long, and he'll try to throw for it. Now he's looking into the middle. And trying to put points on the board on 3rd down. Now they're staring at 4th down.
But how loud is it in this building? This is crazy. These fans are going absolutely nuts. And I used to love when the fans got involved, and I'm on defense, because it messes with the snap count. It messes with the communication, and it can really rattle an offense.
The Buckeyes decide to punt it away. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. Looks it all the way in, and now turns his attention upfield. He'll get it out to about the 20-yard line, and that's where they'll mark him down. LSU will dive into the playbook here on offense. They've got it back after that last drive stalled out, and they were stopped on 4th down, David.
Yeah, and they put a little bit of a drive together, but, Jesse, they stalled on the other side of the field, and they got to find a way to keep that momentum going as they get closer to the end zone.
I agree. I do like their mindset, though, and I think they need to continue being aggressive moving forward in this game.
On 2nd down, he's looking downfield. It's complete to the right. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground coverage. Pick up the 1st.
Well, the defense playing zone coverage there. They're taking away all of the QB's primary options down the field, so he has to check it down to the drag running underneath.
On 3rd and long, try to convert through the air. He's got his man, makes the grab. He gets it so close to the 1st down marker, but I think he's going to be a touch short.
That's the end of the 3rd quarter. With the score, Ohio State 7, LSU 0.
They're in their own territory, but they only need a few inches, and this is why you have a prominent jawline and an urgent resolve. They'll go for it. And he's brought to the ground, but not before he gets enough for the 1st down.
4th and inches for me is a green light anywhere on the field. I'm going to run the football. I'm going to be physical. I'm going to go to my play. I know I can get it. I like the play call on 4th and inches to go for it.
They'll give it to the back. Tried to fight his way through that tackle, but he's brought down.
How about the defender being a heat-seeking missile? He was on radar lock. He found the football and flew down with some bad intentions.
From the shotgun, the handoff to the back. They stop him cold, maybe gets a yard to the 34. Now facing a 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. And that pass picked off. Got room on the return. The tag. Touchdown, Buckeyes. And this defense coming up with points of their own. What an interception return. Look, I know it's only the 2nd quarter, but we're starting to see a pretty significant gap develop between these two teams right now.
No doubt. When your defense is scoring, your offense is scoring, good things happening for your ball club. This defense on point, reading their scouting report, making big plays.
Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Gentlemen, let's take a look at what's happening in this exciting college football game. Southern Miss is getting cooked right now at home, and it's all over but the crime. A lopsided affair with miscues and missed tackles. They're trailing by 14 to Arkansas State. For now, it's back to you fellas, but of course, if anything changes, you'll see it right here.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. using the quick game. And the defense settled in to stop that one for a short gain.
Yeah, and that was tough on the DB, right? He's trying to cover the receiver on a drag route, running back over the middle of the field. You're trying to avoid all the linebackers, all the congestion. He just couldn't stay with them long enough, and as a result, fresh set of downs for the offense.
He showed it all there, a little elusiveness, a little power, and he's got the first down.
This running back loves running into the teeth of the defense. In between the tackles, he keeps a low pad level, and he's got some speed.
They're getting this guy lathered up. These little gains can start to add up as he gets it up to the 34.
Coaches always harp about staying ahead of the chains, and when you can run with that type of efficiency on first down, man, you are doing just that.
From the gun, to give, looking for room. And he picks up the first down, but he will remember the price he paid after that hit.
It's hard to stop great runners. It really is. That's why you run the football consistently. You got a big offensive line, a big physical unit. You run the football like this, man, it will take a toll later. But you got to tackle this guy over and over again who has this ability to make people miss and make big plays.
He now has 80 yards on the ground, and he just continues to turn in productive performance after productive performance. That's how you lead the nation in rushing. The big pickup on first down leaves him with 2nd and 1. They're going to test the right side with this one. They make the stop, and this running game moves the chains as they get the first down. The Tigers come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Trying to find his man on first down. Get it out on the screen. At the 20, he's got space. And he'll run it into the end zone. Touchdown, LSU!
And what a nice start for this offense. The throw game getting working, getting the touchdown pass. This quarterback getting a little bit of confidence. This passing game getting in a rhythm. Nice start for this offense.
Ready to try the point after. And after the extra point, they cut the lead in half, down 14-7. About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown. Bringing it back. He's brought down at the 16. Would have been much better off to take the touchback. Here comes the Ohio State offense onto the field. They'll have another opportunity to extend this lead after punting last time, David.
And it's important to put that punt behind you. It's over. Let it go. Get back to what you were doing that built this lead, Tony.
Yeah, and defense, obviously, they won a few downs that last drive, so you got to put them on their heels here. Maybe mix up a few personnel groupings and try to show them some pictures they haven't seen yet.
Wants to throw on first down. Quarterback moving out of the pocket. Looking for his man in the middle. Underneath Tulsa coverage. Got it deep downfield. Huge plays like that can change the complexion of a game, and he's got it at the 22-yard line.
Well, after that last play, you can see how electrifying this guy is and how special he is after he makes the catch. If I'm on offense, I'm trying to find a lot of ways to get him touches in this game.
This offense has to be feeling it after that last one, and they'll snap it 1st and 10 just outside the 20. Leaves it with the running back. Didn't get a whole lot of room to run. He picked up 1 or 2.
He's brought down at the 18. Brings up 2nd down.
Solid pickup of 4 on first down. It's 2nd and 6. Wide receiver shows motion. Touch pass on the run. Nice, solid form tackle from this sophomore.
Well, and on these little push passes, timing is so important. You're trying to snap it right as he's getting a full head of steam. When he gets the ball, he's hitting the outside, and David, it puts the defense in such a difficult spot.
You immediately have to be rotating when you see that motion, so everybody's got to communicate and kind of bump over. That's why offenses love to run it. It makes the defense communicate and see if you can just get him out of a spot.
Well, the defense is on their heels right now. They're going to have to find a way to stop this guy. When he's got a head of steam, boy, he is hard to bring down.
First down here with time for maybe one more play until the 2-minute warning. It's the 2-minute warning, and we'll see if the offense can tack a little something extra on their lead before the break. And the Buckeyes have it with a 1st and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. And he'll race it to the house. Touchdown, Ohio State. Effective offense leading the way here and establishing this lead.
And that's how you draw it up, right? You want to come out, be clicking early, get everything going, way to get all the facets rolling. The defense right now on their heels, they have no answers. The offense doing whatever they want.
And the kick is good, but there is a penalty flag because he paid for making that kick. I think they're going to get him for roughing the kicker. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. They're lining up to kick it off, and he ought to be able to knock this one anywhere he wants after that extra 15 yards with the roughing the kicker. Offense getting set for 1st down. He wastes no time and comes out throwing. Got his man. And it is a chunk play, a huge gain on that one before the defense brings it to an end.
I'll tell you what, that's great execution between the QB and receiver. They look like they could execute that throw in their sleep. The quarterback took his steps, threw it on time. Great route by the receiver. Nice job securing the catch.
Now improvising. He'll let one go down the right side. And he throws his 3rd pick of the day. His head has to be spinning. And they capitalize not only on the pick, but on the great return to improve this field position.
It's really hard when that quarterback gets outside the pocket because it cuts off half of the field. Once he starts to roll out, everybody starts to sprint to the other side of the field. You know you're not going to throw it across your body going to the right. Great job by the defense closing it off and making the interception.
Use the play fake, now to throw. He'll get rid of it. Can't quite make the connection there. Might have led him a little too much.
And the quarterback and receiver just not on the same page on that last play. Timing has got to be so critical, especially when you're throwing the perimeter of the field. They just didn't have it there.
Let's see which way they go after the incompletion. 2nd and 10 from the 39. Motion from the offense. Dialing up a 2nd down pass play. And this senior quarterback knows he had a chance that time and just put a little too much on it.
Well, on that last play, you'd like to see the quarterback be a little bit more accurate and give his guy a chance to make the play. That ball wasn't even close to his intended target spot.
Decibels rising as the crowd gets behind this defense on 3rd down. Lets it fly. On target over the middle. The defense got caught that time, and they finally get him on the ground at the 41.
Defense is about feeling out the offense and what they like to do. What are they going to do in 3rd and short, 3rd and medium, 3rd and long? So far, the offense is winning. Defense is going to need to make some adjustments.
The Buckeyes will snap it on 1st and 10. Give to the running back. You'll take 4 yards on 1st down every time, 2nd and 6.
And that's a really nice play. It's impressive. When it's 1st down and the defense thinks you might be running the football, you still can line up. You can get some movement at the point of attack and find a little crease for your running back.
After the productive 1st down play, it's 2nd and 6. He's looking to throw. Slides away. Fires to the wideout. And he'll chuck that one away and save the down. Nobody was able to get open.
Give that guy a lot of credit, man. He was able to somehow avoid that sack, but nobody open downfield, throws it away.
Couldn't find his man last time, and that leaves him with a 3rd and 6. From the gun, they'll give it on the inside. Kept it on the ground on 3rd down, picked up 5 yards, but it will still be 4th and 1. Offense calls a timeout here, critically important to make sure they have the right play call and everyone on the same page here. Would have been a makeable 49-yard field goal attempt, but they'd rather try to keep the ball and move it on 4th and short. They'll try to pick up the first. They get him on the ground, but it's a 1st down. The offense calls timeout. It's the 2nd one they've used this half. That's the mindset of this entire offense. They're not going to let you off the hook just because it's 4th and 1.
And that running back, he wanted the ball too. You could see there right after the 3rd down play, looking at his sideline saying, give me the ball, I want to go get this. I'm going to make a play for my team. And he comes through big time.
Hit hard just as he released it on 1st down and just couldn't get it to the receiver.
And I'm kind of surprised by this performance, man. The QB last week, you could tell, dude, he was in rhythm. He was good timing. You could tell the chemistry with receivers were good. And today, everything just looks off. And it looks hard. It looks difficult. They got to find a way to get back in the rhythm they were in last week.
After misfiring, it's 2nd down. He's looking to throw. He looks that one in nicely. And they pick up just a few on that completion. Offense calls a timeout here. Critically important to make sure they have the right play call and everyone on the same page here. Just outside the red zone at the 21, but it's 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Throws to the tight end. And a missed opportunity on 3rd down as the defense knocks it free, and 4th down is coming up. So now on comes the field goal unit. And he'll envision the ball flight as he lines it up from the right hash and 38 yards out. Good right down the boulevard. And that lead grows even bigger. So they get the late field goal right before the half, and not much time after this kickoff for an answer. And he's going to try to return this one. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. One more play before the teams head to the locker rooms. The give out of the gun. And he's taken down after a short gain, and that'll do it for us here in the 1st half. That's going to wrap up the 1st half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update.
24, LSU, 7.
Kickoff and kickoff return teams on the field, and we're just about ready to go in the 2nd half. And he takes this from inside the 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. The Bayou Bengals will run the offense out onto the field. When you're facing a deficit like this one to start the 2nd half, you really can't afford to waste a single possession.
Fresh start here in the 2nd half. That's the only way you can look at this if you're on offense. Things did not go your way there in the 1st half. It starts with one play. To get our confidence going, we just got to get something going early here on this drive.
One play, stay aggressive. Now I think I can be even more aggressive on 4th downs because obviously I've built a deficit. My defense has got to make some plays for me, too.
And just nowhere to go for that runner. He had no choice. That defense, they were bringing it up front. Everybody winning their one-on-ones, and they completely had him surrounded.
3rd down, and this offense is already in a world of trouble. They could really use a conversion, not to mention multiple scores. It's complete. And he gets it done on 3rd down. They move the chains, and they'll mark it at the 44.
Well, how about the offense setting that play up? We've seen earlier in the game a couple shorter throws. They're just trying to suck those safeties closer to the line of scrimmage, anticipating that they would get an opportunity to take a shot. They called the perfect play at the...
And he's got it inside the 35. Lots of green grass as he gets it to the 31. And the Tigers are on the move. Gonna run it. It's in goal. They make the stop as he gets it inside the 30 to the 28, a gain of 4.
Well, this offense came into the game knowing they wanted to be physical, they wanted to establish the line of scrimmage, and they're running downhill right at this defense, and they're churning out positive yardage early.
The receivers often will run their route based on a side adjustment. And the incomplete pass had a lot of juice on it.
In the last couple of weeks, man, you're getting a lot of consistency from this QB. And you got to love it as a play caller, man. You can drop him back. You can throw the ball a ton. You can trust him, getting the ball to different wide receivers. He's really in a good groove the last couple games.
Can't make the connection on third down thanks to that tough, hard-nosed pass defense, and now it's fourth down.
Yeah, and third and short, they choose not to run, throw the football, and I think a lot of that has to do with they know they're in field goal range. They can take the 3 points on the board.
Here comes the field goal unit as they'll try to get the 3. This one will be a 45-yard attempt, and he'll kick it from the left side. It is true as he puts 3 on the board. And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
Boys, if it's happening in college football, we've got eyes on it. Check this out. ULM is currently ahead in this one inside a jam-packed Malone Stadium, but they've struggled to really pull away. They're up by 4 over Kansas State. Any big developments in this one, we've got you covered with the best studio team in the business, gentlemen.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. The Buckeyes roll that offense back out there. They've got the lead here. Last time they settled for a field goal, but David got to find that balance between being aggressive and careful.
Man, I think they'll take that. I got the lead, Palmer. I got the football. I got to take care of the football, put a nice drive together, and just get some kind of points on this drive.
No doubt. Lots to be happy about right now if you're this team. I think for this one, though, on this drive, it's about finding the one-on-one matchups that are in your favor and then exploiting them.
After getting knocked back to open this drive, it's 2nd and 12. Now the play fake. They're bringing heat. And the quarterback caught up to and sacked at the 12.
I think going into halftime trailing, this defense knew that they were going to have to start making plays here in the second half. And early in the third quarter here on this drive, they get a sack. That is really good news for this defense.
On 3rd and long, no secret what he needs here. And his throw is incomplete.
This really has been a Jekyll and Hyde story for this quarterback. His last game out, he completed over 80% of his throws, but things just not going his way in this one. You've got to give the defense a ton of credit.
4th down, and the punt team sends it the other way. He gets a block. Wide open, and it's a foot race. He'll take it to the house. Touchdown, LSU.
Well, they needed a momentum-shifting play. Playing at home, they're able to get the punt return and take it the distance. Pollock, he made one guy miss, and it was off to the races.
Great job. Secure the catch, make the guy miss, get towards that sideline, and just use your speed and get to the end zone. What a great game-changing play, and this place is going bananas.
The returner will field it and try to do some business. And they'll get him on the ground as the offense comes out to start the next drive. Line gets set, 1st down. Use the play fake, now to throw. Looking to take a shot. Pulls breaks into the open. And he's brought down after a huge completion.
I love when you back the defense off. If you want to get aggressive, I'll take shots down the field, make the defense play more conservative, and now what? Now you're in the red zone with a chance to get some points.
They'll try the run. Pulled down after a pickup of 3, balls at the 13.
Brought down at the 13-yard line. Second down.
Operating in the red zone here on second down. They'll go right back to him. Got enough space. And he sprints to the end zone. Touchdown, Buckeyes.
Another rushing touchdown. That's now 2 on the game. This offense thought they could come into this one running the ball, being the more physical team, and they look like it right now.
On to attempt the try.
Kicker is on for the extra point.
And the extra point will tack another one onto this lead. Quick strike offense on that 3-play scoring drive. And the capper came on the run to the end zone from the 13.
17.
And he'll return it and try to get behind his blockers. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. LSU will dive into the playbook here on offense. This is when the pressure can ramp up a little bit on an offense, David, when they start feeling the heat to answer a score.
And I think being down 14, you can kind of...
He's going for it all. And that'll be incomplete. Man, that would have been a big hitter on first down, but second down's coming up.
Great play by the defensive back, showing you his variety of skills. His ability to turn the hips, his speed running downfield, turning his head to locate the football and then swatting it away. You just can't do it better.
Still at their own 20 after that last incompletion. It's 2nd and 10. One back in the backfield, and they'll give it to him. And the defense stops him just short of the first down. Maybe needed a few more chain links to move the sticks.
And I love this because you got second and really, really long. And what's the idea of the offensive coordinator? Get third and manageable. Nice job getting the run, not only a positive run, shoot, you almost got the first down. Now you're set up for good success on third down.
And this offense can ill afford to come up empty on this drive, already trailing by multiple possessions. Grab near the marker. It's Wells. Solid work and execution there. They'll have a first down as they mark it at the 40. And on that 3rd and short, I don't think he was unhappy to see that zone.
Nope, it's a great job by the offense. Hey, see where the holes in the zone are? Sit down. You only need a little bit of yards on this 3rd down. Get the conversion. Move the sticks.
Just a solid stop by this sophomore. Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. The play action fake. Oh, does he turn that loose down the middle? It's complete. A huge pickup. Touchdown, Bayou Bengals. And the comeback is on.
Really nice job working the route, getting himself open. He was able to locate the football, snag it out of the air, and this guy now has 5 receiving touchdowns on the year.
He'll try to tack on one more.
For the extra point.
And with the extra point, every little bit counts as they get closer. A very efficient 5-play scoring drive. And they close the deal with a 58-yard touchdown pass. They're just about ready to kick it away. It bounds through the back of the end zone. It'll be a touchback. Here comes the Ohio State offense onto the field. Jesse, a very productive drive last time wound up with a touchdown.
Yeah, mixing and matching play calling really well. Nice balance on that last one, Dave. We'll see what they can do here in this next drive.
Yeah, and I don't expect anything different. When you put together a drive like that, I would do more of the same. Keep the pace, keep it going.
They've got it at the 37. It's 1st and 10. Power football with the run. And he does a really nice job finding open space and making a good gain before the stop is made.
I know it's sexy to throw the football, but if you can pound it away and get these kind of gains, they will just add up, wear the defense down, get first downs, and ultimately get some points.
From the shotgun, they'll run it. And they'll bring him down after a short pickup. Here comes this home crowd as the defense tries to get off the field on 3rd down. They'll try to move the chains on the ground. That just never had a chance as they controlled the middle of the field and stopped him in the backfield on 3rd down.
That's a big stop for the defense. That running back has had so much success. You're down in the football game. You need to get the ball back to your offense. You create a play like this. This will get the fires going, get the juices going. Now we got to go get a few more.
The Buckeyes will line up to punt it away. 4th time tonight we've seen this guy come on to punt.
That's the end of the 3rd quarter. With the score, Ohio State 31, LSU 24.
And the Buckeyes line up to punt it away. He's getting a lot of work. 4th time he's punted tonight. Makes the catch and now looking for just a little bit of daylight. They'll get down and put a stop to the return at about the 28-yard line. The Bayou Bengals will run the offense out onto the field. How about that last drive? Just carved him up in the air, David.
Yeah, and how about that quarterback? You gave him the ball, and he delivered the goods. Great job taking apart the defense, Jesse, on that last drive.
He really did, David. I mean, that was a masterclass in just reading coverage and being accurate.
Didn't get much done on that first play of the drive. It's 2nd and 11. The give to the back. And how about that interior defense stuffing the run for nothing?
That back had absolutely nowhere to run the football. Actually, is he counting? I think he's counting to make sure there's only 11 guys on defense.
3rd down conversion's always a huge stat, and they've got a 3rd and long from the 27. Getting some heat. And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls to the turf.
And finally, the defense is able to get some pressure on this quarterback. They had been trying all game long different ways to affect him. Weren't able to get there. But on that play, because of the pressure, it affected his accuracy, and that's why the ball falls incomplete.
And you make the stop, and that is exactly what you want out of your punt cover unit. Buckeyes roll that offense back out there. Here's another opportunity, Jesse, to stretch out this lead after punting last time.
I think it goes back to your playmakers, Reese. I think it's finding the guys that have been working for you earlier on in this game and getting them the football.
Yeah, and there's obviously no need to panic. I mean, think about it. You got the lead. You got the football. You got to be smart with the football. Make your plays. Put a good drive together here.
They'll throw again after the incompletion. And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls to the turf.
You can't rest on your laurels as a quarterback. We know how much success he had last game when he completed over 70% of his throws. This game, though, he's just a little bit off. At times he looks like he's pressing. He hasn't been overly accurate. That's the reason why he's completing somewhere around 50% of his passes.
On 3rd and long, he has to throw for it. And the Heat gets there, and they get him down at the 14-yard line.
This offense is going to have to come up with a plan to block this guy. He is an absolute monster, and he showed you all his tools on that Saturday.
The Buckeyes will bring the punt team onto the field. 3 and out, they got stuck in reverse. They hope the punt can bail them out. Slips through the line. And good work by the coverage team to get the return man down on the ground. LSU will dive into the playbook here on offense. After a punt on their last possession, they are set up in plus territory this time.
And honestly, it wouldn't have mattered if they scored a touchdown their last possession. You've got to be able to turn the page and see this as a brand new opportunity to go get points.
Yeah, and your defense has set you up for the position to get points right away. Now, let's get this offense back rolling again. Create some momentum. Just get a few first downs, and I'm in scoring position.
They'll finally get him on the ground, but not before he makes it to the 30 and gets a first down.
I think Jesse and Reese could call offensive plays for any team if they're having this much success on the ground. It starts with the ground game, right? Like, you can chew up these kind of plays, then I can play action later on and take shots. But right now, defense has first got to stop the run game that's been chewing them up.
They can really be aggressive after that last play. It's 2nd and 3. They run the reverse. And a really nice run and pick up there before the defense avoided disaster and stopped the really big play.
Well, it's a huge play on the jet sweep, getting that first down. Defensively, I think everybody had their eyes in the backfield. They were not expecting that guy to get the football that quickly and be on the perimeter of the field.
And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
Well, they're trying to run the football there, just nowhere to go. They got dominated up front at the point of attack.
It'll be 2nd down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. Trying to surprise him with the pass. Fires into the end zone. And he's got it! Touchdown, Tigers! Like a Thanksgiving turkey, they're just being carved. No shot. They have no idea how to get in this quarterback's head.
He's on fire. Everything he's doing is working defensively. We've got to figure something out. We've got to try to do something a little bit different. Bring more pressure. At this rate, shoot, he's on so much fire. You might as well just send everybody. Blitz everybody, live with the results, because everything else ain't working anyways.
That ball skips through the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 25-yard line. Here comes the Ohio State offense onto the field. Last time, David, it was 1-2-3 kick.
The last drive, that 3 and out, sometimes that puts your defense in a bad spot, and you got to get a drive together here so you don't wear the defense out.
I just think, David, too predictable, that last drive. They got to do something here to get this defense on their heels.
You want to talk about making it easy for an offensive coordinator. You pick up a bunch of yards on first down, make that second down really, really manageable. That's a great job by the offense.
At the 45 on its way. They've got it to the 49-yard line, and they'll move the chains.
You don't always have to run the sexy plays, right? It doesn't have to always be up-tempo and fast and spread and doing all this stuff. Sometimes you just lower your shoulder. Sometimes you just run powerfully. You get the first down, and that's all that matters.
Off play action on first down. Feeling some heat. Good job to avoid the negative play and just get rid of that thing.
And you knew he was going to take a step back because you can't throw the ball for over 80% in a season. Like, that's ridiculous. Last week he was on fire, but this week, man, he's freezing cold. And he's got to find something to get this offense going. But right now, just off target. Somebody needs to step up, make a play.
And the quarterback is snowed under.
The defense just simply not fooled by the play action. Oftentimes, as an offense, you're hoping the run fake's going to slow down those pass rushers, but man, oh man, they had their ears pinned back.
On 3rd and long, doesn't need to take the check down. Looking for a huge play. And he makes the grab at the 20. And they pick up a better than 30 yards on that completion before the defense brings him down.
And how about the big strike down the field? I love when offenses take shots down the field, try to make big plays. Now they're set up in the red zone.
The Buckeyes have this offense rolling. They'll go to the ground. And a nice run there before the defense finally makes the stop.
It's all tied up. This offensive line, they want the pressure. They want everything to go through them here. They're saying, look, let's just run the ball. Let's get this thing down closer and closer to the goal line. Let's bleed some clock and put ourselves into position to win.
2nd down coming up on this red zone opportunity. Out of the gun, the inside handoff, looking for a crease. Defense is there to make the stop, but he's got the first down, and they'll have it 1st and goal at the 6.
This is an offense that really sees their identity as being able to run the football. Nice job there picking up the first down.
A 1st down run in the red zone. He's got it down to the 1-yard line right on the doorstep of Pater.
These running backs nowadays, they're built so low to the ground, thick and compact, but fast and shifty. They're just so hard to tackle. And you could see he just does a great job breaking tackles, breaking tackles. He does this consistently. That's why he's really hard to stop at the running back spot.
Now 2nd and goal, and right in the teeth of this noise. Power ahead. Touchdown, Ohio State. And with that, they move out front here in the 4th.
What a great game, tied late in the ball game. Who's going to make the big play? They come up with it late, take the lead. Nice execution. It's hard to execute in these moments. People get tight. The score is tied late in the game. I don't want to mess up, but this offense doesn't worry about messing up. They put the ball in the end zone and take the lead.
We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Guys, let's take a look at what's happening in a great college football matchup. Western Michigan is in front. They've been impressive today, but they still have to finish the job, and that is not a given. They are up by 12 over the Red Hawks of Miami. Any big developments in this one, we've got you covered with the best studio team in the business, gentlemen.
Thanks for the update on that one, Kevin. Let us know when it goes final. The Bayou Bengals will run the offense out onto the field. He'll start this drive firing. Pressure in his face, and he lets it fly. Hit hard as he released the ball on that first down pass, and it never had a chance.
Hey, listen, it's hard for an offense. When you're trailing late in the game, you've got to throw to get back in. The defense already knows it anyway. On top of that, you've got this weather that you have to deal with. These conditions are not conducive to playing pitch and catch. This is a big uphill battle for this offense.
And a great job understanding where you're at on the field. And I know that sounds very simple, but I run that out route, I start getting towards the sidelines. I got to feel it. I don't have time to look down as the ball's coming to me. Great job catching it and getting that foot in bounds.
Unloads to the wideout. And you'd like to think this sophomore wouldn't make a habit of trying to force passes into double coverage like that.
Well, the defense finally showing some life there. It's been tough sledding, too, because this offense has been lighting them up through the air. But a nice individual effort that time, forcing the incompletion.
This late in the game, there's really no question about it. To have any chance to tie this thing up, they have to convert here on fourth down. He's got him, and they convert. He's out of bounds, but not before picking up enough for the first down.
Where's the defense on that last play? It's a 2-minute situation. You've got the guy making the catch in the middle of the field. You've got to tackle him in bounds and keep this clock moving. Somehow they were able to let him get outside and stop the clock.
He's got it down the left. Nothing but green ahead. And he cruises his way to the house. Touchdown, Tigers.
Man, great execution. That is how it's done late in the football game now. All you need is that extra point. Bring the kicker out there. This is what you do. Just like practice, knock it through the uprights, tie this football game, and we might be looking at overtime soon.
Here's the snap, looking to throw. He's got it. They convert the two, and they take the lead here in the fourth. A very efficient 5-play scoring drive. And they finish with a huge play in the passing game, covering 66 yards to the end zone. Bounces through the end zone. It's a touchback. They'll bring it out to the 25. Buckeyes roll that offense back out there. They're going to open this drive with a pass. Buying some time. Looking to the big tight end. Fires into traffic. Picked off. Looking for more room. And they'll drag him down after a good return on the interception.
Big-time players make big-time plays in big-time games. Great job by the defense. Not closing the door completely, but stopping the momentum late in the game when you already got a lead. Nice job, D.
They've got the big fellas out there. A 3 tight end look on 1st and 10. Looking for space. It's in goal. Not much working there. It'll be 2nd and 9. Timeout called there by the defense. Desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible. Didn't get much on 1st down. It's 2nd and 9. They go to the ground. And he's able to bounce off one tackle, but still not a whole lot of running room. Defense will take a timeout with 28 seconds left.
Smart offense. I love it, man. Make them use that timeout. Run the football. I can run the football and let that clock now tick inside of a minute. I'm in great situation to win this football game. Just be smart and keep that thing running.
He came into this year with big expectations. Everybody expecting him to stat it up. And now with that last completion, he's already over 2,000 yards passing for the season.
Plenty of fireworks in this one. A lot of points. They always talk about having the chalk last, and it seemed like whoever was on offense had the last laugh.
It's amazing how much offense has just boomed in college football. So good. So many ways to hurt you. And you saw both of these offenses put on a show today, Jess.
Dave, we talked to both of these coaching staffs, and their defensive coordinators were losing sleep all week. They knew this was going to be a tough task ahead of them. So much speed, so much firepower on both of these offenses. And, man, we saw that here today.
So that's going to do it for us. For Jesse Palmer,